Hi friends, if you are considering a move to Salt Lake City, Utah, you will want to check out Herriman City because although Herriman was settled a long time ago, it is one of the newest cities in Utah. I am going to let you in on a little secret. 90% plus of our clients that are moving from California and Arizona and other cities are not actually moving to Salt Lake City itself. After being introduced to the suburbs just north and south of Salt Lake City, you will see why. You might just decide that Sandy, Lehigh, North Salt Lake, Woods Cross, Bountiful, Centerville, Farmington, or Kaysville is a better fit for your lifestyle. In this video, we're going to look at the map and we're going to explore different driving options to get you both north and south along the Wasatch Front, which is the main living area in Utah. I will share some hidden gems of places that you might want to explore. Herriman has its very own replica of the home in the Disney movie Up. Amid the mountains of Utah, the Up house is not exactly surrounded by the industrial wasteland that consumes Carl's dream home in the movie. But other than that, every detail of the replica is perfect, down to the painted name on the mailbox out front. If you're a fan of the movie Up, you might want to check it out. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Salt Lake City, Utah, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you will be the first to know all the juicy details of the Salt Lake City, Utah living and lifestyle. My name is Janet with Living in Salt Lake City. We get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking for help to make a smooth move to Salt Lake City, Utah and surrounding suburbs. And we absolutely love it. Whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Our contact information is in the description below. Better yet, click on the link to schedule a Zoom call so that you can tell me all about your needs and wants of moving to Utah. I'm happy to listen and guide you. Okay, before we get started specifically to Herriman, I wanted to show you Utah in general. The largest amount of population is all concentrated in what we call the Wasatch Front. So you have Cache Valley, and then you have Weber County, Davis County, Salt Lake County, Utah County, all smashed into this. And then you've got mountains on one side and you've got lakes on the other side. And you have a lot of deserty area. You have 5 national parks. So when I talk about the Wasatch Front, it's all of this populated area here. So you can see the population amounts are a lot smaller in the green areas, and then your red is like your main population. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about the Wasatch Front. That's what I'm referring to because so much of Utah is populated. So I've pulled up a map so that you can see Herriman on the map. Herriman is in Salt Lake County, but it kind of borders Salt Lake County because once you go over what we call the point of the mountain, you will end up over here. Once you get over the point of the mountain, this is Thanksgiving Point, which I talk about in my other videos, in the Lehigh videos, then you're into Utah County. And so it starts there. So if we move it back, Herriman is the west of I-15. So I-15 is kind of your main driving freeway to get you to downtown Salt Lake or all the way across Utah, basically going north and south. One of the best things that they've done to help traffic flow in Herriman has to do with the Mountain View corridor. Here's the airport, here's Salt Lake City, but the mountain corridor goes this whole length of the west side. So it parallels I-15, but it's west. So it really alleviates a lot of traffic. So if you live in Herriman, it's going to get you to where you need to go. And then it ties in and it loops you back into I-15 at several points. But they're doing a lot of construction, a lot of improvements on that to help you get there. But you can see that for Herriman, straight shot gets you to the airport, lickety split, and you can even loop in and head over to Salt Lake City. So there are some of the driving freeways that will get you around town. But if we go back to the map and we see how Herriman sits over here, you can see why it's so beautiful is because not only do you have mountains to the east, but you also have mountains to the west. So there is a lot of activity that happens over here, like as far as like adventures that you can have. So here's Herriman and the neighboring cities. You can see that Riverton, Bluffdale, and then if you move on over here, you've got South Jordan and West Jordan. And then on the east side, partially on the west and east side, you've got Midvale. But anyway, so that's where it sits. And then you can see that the little Cottonwood Canyon is right here. So that will be fun adventures there as well. So the Kennecott mines are phenomenal. They are so interesting to see. You can actually purchase tickets for about $6 for children under the age of 5 are free. So it is something that you can do to go check out. There are so many amazing things about the mines, and all of the proceeds are generously donated to Kennecott Charitable Foundation. So tickets should definitely be purchased in advance, because if you walk in, you're going to run the risk of not being able to see it if they're at full capacity that day. During World War II, Bingham set new world records for copper mining, and they produced actually 30% of the copper used by the Allies. During the war, many women actually worked for the first time in mines, mills, and smelters, replacing the men who were gone to war. So Kennecott's Brigham Canyon mine is the largest artificially made excavation in the world and is visible to us even from the space shuttle. So if you love rock climbing, then Dogwood is a wall of quartz that rises up to the sky, and it has many different trails. So if you look here, there are many different options to scale this mountain. People, what they love most about it is the fact that it's shady and it has a quick approach. Another place that you might want to check out that I referred to in the video is the Blackridge Reservoir in Herriman. It is really, really fun. It is tucked right into the neighborhood there, and you can see that there's all the houses behind it, but look how cute the little beach is and the reservoir, and there's a big playground and even some like cabana areas. You do have to reserve those at this point. It's gotten really popular, so they actually have started charging for parking on weekends and holidays, but you can see that people are swimming and paddleboarding, and it is a lot of fun. Just be aware, sometimes it's pretty windy in that area, and it does get nice and crowded on busy days. Okay, so something crazy. I've told you several times that Utah is the home of 5 national parks. They're also known as the Mighty 5, but someone came up with a road itinerary where if you want to see all 5 parks in Utah, you can actually make that trip. So day 1, you would arrive in Salt Lake and you would drive to Moab. Day 2, you would hit the Arches National Park. Day 3, you would go to Canyonlands National Park. Day 4, you would drive to the Capitol Reef and you would visit the Capitol Reef. Day 5, you would hit Bryce Canyon, and then you could sleep in Springdale. And day 6, you would hit Zion's National Park. Anyway, there are so many different activities there. I think that would actually give you whiplash to go that fast. But if you are a true outdoorsman and you really, really want to hit all of the different parks in one trip, hey, there is an itinerary so you could do them all. I would highlight another one of the 5 national parks. This one is in Moab, Utah, and it's the Arches National Park. So you can see it's absolutely gorgeous. People love all the adventures that they have in Moab. So I just want to show you some gorgeous pictures. Looks a lot like, southern Utah, like Bryce Canyon, Zion's Canyon. There's so much red rock. They do have similar looks to them. But if you're looking for like the best things to do in Moab, besides just hiking, they do have river rafting. They have the ATV or Hummer experiences. There is a lot of canyoneering. And then again, obviously the tried and true hiking. There's a zip line and there's other really pretty hikes. So anyway, there are many, many options. If you love the great outdoors and you want to explore, that would be a great way to explore Moab. So many fun adventures await you if you go to Moab, Utah. So most recently, I've heard the same story from 3 different clients. All of them have found themselves newly widowed. Each of them has plenty of funds to make any kind of housing changes that they desire, but each of them is still in different stages of grieving the life that they could have had with their loved one who passed away. One client said that she feels like she's in the phase of shattered dreams. Every time she wakes up, she remembers all the adventures that she and her husband were prepared for as he had just retired, and they had purchased a new home in a different city to help allow them fulfill those dreams. She wants so desperately to make a move. She explained that although her marriage wasn't perfect, she and her husband made a good team and that their big decisions were always made jointly. I suggested, since she doesn't need to sell first, that she can decide where she loves and where she wants to be. She has started to travel and is even considering moving out of state. She also realized that she misses her family and friends that are out of state. Maybe she would be happier if she was surrounded by them. Once she knows where she is headed and what motivates her, the rest will fall into place, and it will be easier for her to let go of that future that's no longer available. My other client decided that he was done with his investment properties. Without the help of his wife, he preferred to get them sold and off his plate. This way, he could dedicate more time to his family and building a stronger relationship with them. He made plans to give them part of their inheritance now so that he could actually be here to enjoy watching the opportunities that this inheritance gave them. Houses and people match. I love guiding my clients to where they really want to be. So I thought it would be really fun to talk about great rooms. A great room is the #1 most desirable feature in homes in Utah. A great room is a large open space in a house, like you can see on screen, that combines multiple rooms, such as a living room, a dining room, family room, or a study. Great rooms are often located near the center of the home, and sometimes they have high ceilings, sometimes they have like cathedral style too. They're typically more casual than a living room, and the intention is a little bit more informal so that you can gather and you can eat, you can play. Great rooms often include like short tables or sitting areas, and they may lead into like kitchens or dining room, which is the most common that you'll find in Utah. So depending on your budget, here are a few options of great rooms. This is just going over some of the other like ideas of great rooms just so that you can get the feel. So like I said, people here in Utah absolutely love great rooms. And maybe that is because if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, then there are big family events where you have upwards of more than 50 people getting together at least once a year, holidays, all the different events. So there's a lot of gathering that happens. So if that fits your description, a great room is really going to be something that you're going to desire in your home. So I'm going to pull up just a couple of different pictures of what you might potentially see if you were to move to Herriman. We're going to start a little bit smaller. So the first one would be an option if you actually were investing, like, let's say you were going to spend somewhere around $430,000 to $460,000. This would be like a newer townhome option, maybe built in 2020, something like that. Probably this home has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Your kitchen, you can see that as far as trends go, like you're still going to have like the painted cabinets. There's still more grayer tones in there, but this kitchen is open to the family room and the dining is included as well. It's a little bit squishier because of the square footage, because the square footage would actually be somewhere around like 2,000 square feet. A lot of these townhome models, they're going to have your main living on the entry level and then your bedrooms and like bathrooms upstairs. If you're lucky, there's actually a bathroom on the main level as well. Some of them actually have basements, so they're like 3-story. So then you would have an unfinished basement, or you could pay extra to have it finish it, or maybe the previous owner would finish it. But that's kind of what you can expect, like a townhome and a smaller price point. So moving on. So if you're looking at a single home, family home, and you want to see what's available there, and maybe your price range now is more like, 600,000 and up, this would give you about more than 3,000 square feet. You would also get your own private yard, but this great room, you can tell that it's larger. So this one actually, and the home would probably have more like 4 bedrooms, 3 baths as a minimum, and built also maybe 2018, around there. You're still featuring like painted cabinetry. This one has more brown tones, which is what the trends are turning to. But you can see how you've got the kitchen open to the dining room and the family room. And this one actually does have dining space. The other one kind of squishes everything together if you're in townhome. Let's not forget about the gorgeous views that you're going to see if you do decide to move to Herriman. Here's just some examples of some of the views that you might capture looking out your back window or front window, depending on which way you face. So if you decide that you're looking for an even larger home, then you'll be looking at upwards of like 3,600 square feet. Your price range is going to be over that 700,000, 4 or 5 bedrooms, 4 or 5 bathrooms as well. Anyway, it's a great opportunity to look at different great rooms and your style. This is now trending towards those. You're back to the stained and the traditional wood cabinets. So we're going to see that a lot more. If you wanted to spend even a little bit more money, then again, you're just looking at larger square footage. You might end up with, 6 bedrooms and 5 baths, and your great room might be slightly larger as well. Something else people love is a family room upstairs, a family room downstairs. Your price point's going to be closer to 900,000 and up for that. But that's what you can expect from great rooms. And I hope that you enjoyed seeing a little more about Herriman and their lifestyle and housing trends. What do you have saved on your Pinterest board? And what features are you looking for that will make all your dreams come true? Let me know so that I can help you find your dream home. Now that you have seen how to get around town when living in Herriman City, Utah, you might want to compare it to surrounding areas to see if they are a better fit for your needs. If so, you can watch my videos on Lehigh, Sandy, Draper, North Salt Lake, Bountiful, Woods Cross, West Bountiful, Centerville, Farmington, Gatesville, and more. If you want some insight on your specific situation, let's chat. I can help you evaluate the best fit for you. Better yet, you can set up a Zoom call so that you can tell me all about your needs and wants, and I can help you make a smooth move to Salt Lake City, Utah.